Anthony said that Shayla is the last person to say anything about anything. And I agree. He's probably looking at Amber like, I know you forgave the woman, but to trust her word is diabolical because she was once in the position of this employee. Preying on your man like that. Amber just needs to tread lightly because Shayla's getting a little too comfortable. But at the end, it was great that Amber could at least joke about it when Shayla was talking about that could never be her. And then Amber said that was you, Shayla. So that Shayla remembers that you were once like the employee. Even worse, if we're being quite honest. Outside of that, I somewhat agree with what Lauren, Delicia, and Shayla said about that never being them, allowing another woman to touch up on their men. And that's because they are never really in the seat of the victim. They are usually the perpetrators. They are usually like this waiter preying on these men. So it's true that could never be them because in reality, Shayla has been in the same shoes as this employee, even worse than the employee. Because Shayla made sure that Anthony was completely drunk to get him where she needed to get him. And then Delicia is over here sneaking around with Shayla's man. And then you have Lauren over here trying to see if she can make Wayne one of her benefactors. So look, the reason why it can never be you all is because you all can relate to this waiter. Maybe they won't be as open with their disrespect, but they are like her. Even worse because they're in the shadows with it. Also, I think it was crazy that when Amber was talking about what this woman was wearing earlier, Shayla had the nerve to say, what, shorts in the winter? Shayla, let's not act as if you're not over here wearing this short dress in the winter. Coming at this employee's dressing, knowing good and doggone well in this winter time you're wearing what you're wearing was actually comedic. Because at that point, the Shayla character could see the flaws in somebody else but fails to realize her own shortcomings. I think that's why the Bible lets us know that we should first remove the log out of our own eyes so that we can clearly see to take out the speck out of your brother's eye. I think it was great that they showed this interaction between the three ladies witnessing Amber having to go and handle this woman as it pertains to her husband, so they can see how embarrassing it is to actually be a side chick. And mind you, this waiter has not yet officially been labeled as a side chick, but it looks like she's putting in her application to do so. So that's why I feel like it was great for this interaction to happen so that they can get a front row seat of the embarrassment that's attached to being a side chick. As much as like, you gotta check your man, the fact that somebody else has to tell you that this belongs to somebody else is highly embarrassing. So I feel like if anything, these women can look at the embarrassment that's attached to the lifestyle that they have chosen. I think the only reason why they probably see themselves higher than the employee is probably just the way that they present themselves and then just the way that the employee presents herself. Because, she's really out there, makeup is crazy, like just her whole demeanor is not giving classy. So I think that's why Shayla can somewhat take herself out of this whole situation and not see her flaws and how she can relate to this woman. And that's probably also the reason why Delicia can also take herself out of this situation and not see herself in this employee. If anything, they're probably worse than the employee. Because right now, the employee, she's overly flirting, but she hasn't gone to the point of crossing the line like them. Honestly, the employee, she is unethical and she should be fired. But I think it's interesting also the fact that they have Amber getting to know Delicia. I wonder if the reason why they even allowed Amber to cross paths with Delicia is to make sure that Amber is aware of who Delicia is, just so when things start to hit the fan, Amber will get a bit of the picture of who double-crossed Shayla. And I think it'll also be interesting to see how Amber reacts to that whole news when it comes out, especially seeing how Shayla put her through the same thing. And right now, Amber has forgiven her. Anywho, let me know y'all's thoughts below, and thank you for watching.